The 2023 NFL trade deadline is just days away, and on today's edition of the Commanders Report, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 3 trade ideas I think are pretty realistic and could actually happen before next Tuesday's trade deadline. Before I get to my ideas here in just a second, do me a favor. Click that subscribe button right now, because if the Commanders make a move, when they make that move, we are going to be going we're going to get you guys a video out here ASAP, some breaking news action. Make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And then also our Eagles host, Chase Sr., of course, the Commanders are playing the Eagles this weekend, has a message for Commanders fans. Here it is.
So after the Commanders lost to the Giants last week, awful football team by the way, Jonathan Allen said, "I'm sick of this shit. It's been 7 years of it." Well, Jonathan Allen, it's going to be one more week of this, because the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go into FedEx Field. The stands are going to be painted in midnight green. Eagles fans are going to bring it. They're on a roll, feeling confident after that impressive win against the Miami Dolphins, and they're once again going to dominate the Commanders. This game's not even going to be close. F Sperry, F the Commanders Report, and F the commies, because the birds are coming. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
If you think 30 seconds of that is bad enough, try doing it all day. I sit next to Chase Sr. at my desk here at Chat Sports, and I've had to listen to this crap all week long. So here's the deal that I'm going to make with you right now. To beat the Eagles Now team in Subs game this week, go ahead, click that subscribe button right now. Help us out. Try us out for a week. If you like the content here, stick around. I think you're going to really like it. If not, go ahead and click that unsubscribe button. But I have a feeling you're going to want to stick around. Help us beat the Eagles this week. All right, now before I get into these trade ideas, predictions, whatever you guys want to call them, I do want to give a little disclaimer that I am not claiming that any of these trades are actually going to happen. These are just some of the ideas that I have where if I was running the Washington Commanders front office, that I would be interested in pursuing. Now, before we get into this first trade idea, it's always important to realize how much cap space you have available this season. And right now, going into the trade deadline, the Commanders have about $3.78 million and change here to work with. So without further ado, let's get to this first trade prediction. And this one's not my favorite one, but if I have to trade either Chase Young or Montez Sweat, I want to get a good player out of it and a couple of draft picks, right? Or a first-round draft pick. If someone's willing to give us a first-rounder and maybe another draft pick for Montez, I'd also do that. But I'm also not sure that's something that teams are going to want to do. But the Las Vegas Raiders right now, they might be looking to unload Josh Jacobs right now, last year's rushing leader. And then also you can get 2 day 2 picks if you can include Antonio Gibson in the deal as well. I think in a perfect world here, if you are the Washington Commanders, you are not trading either Chase Young or Montez Sweat. I think in a perfect world here, you're giving one guy an extension, you're franchise tagging the other, you're trying to keep this defensive line intact here for as long as you possibly can. But if you absolutely need to trade Montez Sweat moving forward on this, my thinking going forward is that I don't want to trade either one of these guys, but if I have to, I'm trying to get a good player. Josh Jacobs could be a dynamic offensive weapon for this offense moving forward. And then also you get a couple of day 2 picks moving forward, a day 2, round 2 pick next year, and then a 2025 third round pick. I think that this supplements you not only for now by getting a good player in Josh Jacobs, but also supplements you for the future by getting a second round pick in 24 and then a third round pick there in 25. So if I'm going to have to unload Montez Sweat, I think this is more of a realistic option. I think this is something that you could maybe even make happen. Send Antonio Gibson to Las Vegas. Send Montez Sweat over there as well to pair with Max Crosby. You bring in a really talented running back in Josh Jacobs for the future. Hopefully you can put a good offensive line in front of them for the future. And then you get a couple of really nice draft picks. So if I'm the GM, this might be something I would consider. Now, let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Predict it for me down in the comments. Will Chase Young or Montez Sweat be dealt before the trade deadline? Type yes or type no. Me personally, I don't think either one of them is going to get traded. I think Washington's going to hold on to them. But let me know what you think right now by answering today's pinned question with a yes or a no. Coming up here, I've got 2 more Commanders trade rumors to share with you guys. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor at Prize Picks. And if you want to spice up your game days this NFL season, get started with Prize Picks today. Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. You might be asking yourselves, How does it work? Here's how. You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they'll go for more or less than their prize picks projection, you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. So let's take a look at my entry for tonight's Thursday Night Football matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to take the less on Baker Mayfield rushing yards because we know Baker's not a rushing quarterback, man. He's going to get less than that. Then we got the receiving yards for Mike Evans. I'm going to take the more on that. Mike Evans has been excellent this year. I think he gets more than 60.5 receiving yards tonight. And then we got Stephon Diggs. I'm going to take the more on passing or receiving touchdowns, I should say. I think that he's an excellent wide receiver. He's their number 1 target. I think he gets at least 1 touchdown catch tonight. You can get your picks in before Thursday Night Football tonight, so make sure you check it out now at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a deposit match up to $100 today. At PrizePicks, you aren't competing against other people. It's just you versus the projections available instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, that are just looking to take advantage of you. With PrizePicks, it takes less than 60 seconds to make your picks, so get started right away. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100 today. That's code CLNS at prizepicks.com/CLNS for a deposit match up to $100 today. Second prediction of the day. I have the Commanders picking up an interior offensive lineman, Michael Onwenu, and a tight end, Mike Gesicki, from the New England Patriots in exchange for a 5th-round draft pick. Now, if you don't know who Michael Onwenu is, he's one of the highest-graded interior offensive linemen in the National Football League since he was drafted back in 2020. He was one of my favorite guard prospects coming out in the 2020 draft class. And now it seems like with the Patriots kind of floundering right now, they might be willing to trade Onwenu somewhere else. He can play both tackle and guard. So wherever the Commanders need to put him on the offensive line, he's going to survive. And then also the base salary right now is something the Commanders can afford, just under $3 million. Right now his Pro Football Focus grade is a bit lower. Actually, it's way lower than what it has been throughout his career. He's currently 55th out of 80 offensive guards in the league right now. But if you take a look at the career Pro Football Focus grades, he's been excellent. Onwenu's been dealing with an injury this year. I think that's why his grade is a little bit lower. But when he's healthy, that rookie season, 84.3. Followed that up with an 86.7, an extremely high grade for an interior offensive lineman in this league. Last year, a little bit of a dip there, but he was still the 4th overall ranked guard in the National Football League. So if you bring this guy in, I mean, you could plug him in pretty much anywhere on this Commanders offensive line, in my opinion. Maybe besides left tackle, but you could put him at either guard spot. I think he could replace Sadiq Charles right away. Nick Gates is certainly not getting it done at center either. Andrew Wiley at right tackle is certainly not fantastic. You could maybe replace him, even though Wiley's contract with the number that he's making, you probably want him in the lineup. I would personally say right now, if you trade for Michael Onwenu, he's going to be playing left guard for you. Keep Sam Cosmi at right guard. Get Sadiq Charles out of here, man. This guy freaking stinks, all right? This offensive line has already given up 40 sacks in 7 weeks. That is on track to completely smash the NFL record of 76 total team sacks for a year. I think right now the Commanders are on track for like 94 or something like that. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then an added bonus here for the Commanders in this trade is getting a really nice receiving weapon at tight end in Mike Gesicki, who has been a really good receiver, one of the best receiving tight ends in the National Football League for a long time with the Miami Dolphins. And because the Patriots have been so bad offensively, I think people kind of overshadow how good Mike has actually been this year with the Patriots. Right now, he's the 16th ranked tight end in the National Football League, according to Pro Football Focus. Has 17 catches for about 150 yards and a touchdown. I think if you inject him here to Eric Bieniemy's offense, again, EB in Kansas City was allowed to use Travis Kelce in a bunch of creative ways. Mike Gesicki is one of the best route-running tight ends in football. If you get him on your team, as opposed to Logan Thomas as your number 1 tight end, it could open up so many interesting opportunities for Sam Howell, Eric Bieniemy, and this Commanders offense moving forward. So you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this trade here. You improve the offensive line with somebody that's been a really good player in this league, still pretty young as well. Could be a cornerstone on your offensive line moving forward. And you've got Mike Gesicki as a really nice receiving weapon moving forward. Now, the final trade prediction idea, whatever you guys want to call it here, that I have for today's show, go and get an inside linebacker. Get an upgrade here at linebacker. Replace Cody Barton. I know he's injured right now, blah, 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 blah. David Mayo, Khalid Hudson. I'd rather have Josie Jewell right next to Jamin Davis, and I'm willing to give up a 6th-round draft pick in order to make it happen. Jewell has been a really solid starting inside linebacker in this league for a long time, including this year, where right now he's currently 66.9 Pro Football Focus grade. Very balanced guy, good pass defender, good run defender, maybe not the most explosive athlete in the world, but 43 tackles so far this year and 1 pass breakup. And he would be so much better than what Cody Barton has been able to give the Washington Commanders to this point. He's been a massive disappointment. I didn't really think he was that good with the Seattle Seahawks last year. I was kind of disappointed when they ended up signing him to be their starting inside linebacker alongside Jamin Davis. Whereas if you're putting Josie Jewell right next to him here, I think that'd be a really nice combo. You still got Khalid Hudson and David Mayo and Cody Barton as kind of your backups there. I still think that you're in good shape if you're the Commanders and you make this move. Plus, just a 6th-round pick, not a huge price tag here. I think it's worth it to solidify your defense and make sure that this unit is the best that it can be as you try to make the playoffs here in 2023. So I'm going to put up all of my trade predictions / ideas up here on the screen. Make sure you let me know which one was your favorite. Was the Montez Sweat, Josh Jacobs swap? Was it the Michael Onwenu, Mike Gesicki trade? Or was it the Josie Jewell for a 6th rounder? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Type 1, 2, or 3 down there in the comments section. Personally, my favorite was number 2, killing 2 birds with 1 stone there with Michael Onwenu and Mike Gesicki. I think that'd be an excellent trade. I know I'm kind of patting myself on the back there for that one, but I kind of like it. All right, make sure you click that subscribe button today. Really do appreciate all of your support. That's going to do it for today, but help us beat the Eagles Now team right now by clicking that subscribe button, and let's show those fans in Philly who's boss right now. I appreciate all the support, guys. I will see you guys later, and as always, hail to the Commanders.